Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to tackle something that, well, a lot of entrepreneurs find pretty daunting.
Yeah, crafting that business plan, it often feels more complicated than it maybe needs to be.
Exactly. But our goal here is to kind of demystify it, turn it from this big, scary thing into a clear path forward for you. So our mission for this deep dive is really to walk you through a pretty solid business plan template. We'll pull out the key questions, the insights you need.
Right.
The idea is to equip you with the understanding, not just to fill boxes, but to really grasp the foundation of your own venture.
Yeah, and it's based on this structured 13-step template we've looked at.
Which is great because it ensures you don't miss anything crucial.
And what's really powerful about this structured approach, I think, is seeing the plan not just as some document you write and forget.
Right, not just homework.
No, exactly. It's more like a dynamic strategic roadmap. It helps you clarify your vision, stress test your ideas.
Find the holes before you fall in them.
Precisely. Identify those potential pitfalls early on, and by focusing on the core questions in this template, you can gain clarity pretty quickly and, confidence too.
Okay, so let's unpack this journey then, step by step. Starting right at the very beginning, the first impression.
The cover page and table of contents, step 1 and 2.
Yeah. So the cover page, it's more than just your business name, isn't it? What kind of image do you want to project? Does that name connect with what you're uniquely selling? Does it scream innovation or trust or, the problem you solve?
And how easy is it for investors or anyone, really, to find you, to recognize you?
That's a good point. Accessibility.
Yeah, and it's interesting because even before the real meat of the plan, these steps emphasize that clarity. The cover page is like your first handshake, as you said.
Right.
And the table of contents, if it's done well, using styles, clear sections, it lets the reader find what they need fast.
So the underlying question for you, the listener, is how will you make sure your plan is inviting, easy to navigate from the get-go?
Exactly. It sets the tone.
Okay, that first impression counts, but then you got to deliver the core story, right? The heart of the business.
Steps 3 and 4, the executive summary and the company description.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The executive summary, it's like trying to write a novel on a Post-it note sometimes.
Huh. Yeah, I can feel like that.
Does that first paragraph just grab you?
Yeah.
Does it immediately highlight the positive outcomes for whoever's reading it?
And critically, does it compel them to read more?
Yeah. And then the company description, does it sound, realistic while still being positive?
And does it back up its claims? Is there research there? And crucially, does it show you have thought about growth?
Right, not just where you are, but where you're going.
You hit it exactly, the executive summary. Look, it's often the only thing busy people read thoroughly.
Sad but true.
So it has to be sharp, logical, benefit-driven, but like you said, realistic. That balance is key. Overhyping can backfire.
Credibility matters more.
Absolutely. Then the company description lays that foundation.
Yeah.
But it pushes you to think critically about, the very essence of your venture and its future, and prove it.
Okay, so we've got the intro, the core story. Now, where do you fit in the bigger picture? Understanding the landscape.
Step 5, industry and competitive analysis. This is where you really need to dig deep.
Yeah, it's not just listing a few competitors, is it? It's asking, okay, what's the total market value here? Is this market growing, shrinking, stable?
Who's the big fish? What's their market share? How are you actually different from them?
And where are their weak spots, the gaps you can exploit?
Exactly. But also looking inwards, the classic SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. What are your business's vulnerabilities?
And the opportunities may be hiding in plain sight.
This section is just vital for positioning yourself strategically. It's not just listing names, it's analyzing the dynamic, understanding growth potential, truly differentiating what you offer.
Finding that unique edge.
Right, and identifying those opportunities that give your business an advantage. Which brings up a really important question for you. Are you genuinely aware of the threats out there? Things that could really harm your business?
And more importantly, what are you going to do about them? How do you mitigate those risks?
That proactive thinking is crucial.
Okay, market landscape understood. Now let's zoom in. Who are you actually serving and what exactly are you selling them?
Steps 6 and 7, target customer analysis and the product service plan.
So the customer, this isn't just men age 25-40. This asks you to paint a detailed picture, right?
Oh yeah, demographics are just the start. What do they like, dislike? What are their deep needs? What research backs this up?
What's the sales volume look like now? And what could it be? And the million-dollar question, why will they pick you?
Over all the other choices they have.
Then the product service plan gets into the nitty-gritty. What makes your thing unique? Genuinely indispensable.
And how will you develop it? How will you keep that edge in the future? What's the pipeline look like?
It's fascinating how these two are so linked. Understanding who directly shapes the what.
Absolutely. That clarity on who your customer is and why they'll choose you, that's the foundation. It's everything.
It lets you build that value proposition.
Precisely. It helps you craft that compelling story about what your business provides that others, well, just don't or don't do as well.
Okay, so unique product, defined customer. Now, how do you actually connect the two? How do you get your offering into their hands?
Right. Steps 8 and 9. The marketing plan and the operational plan. Strategy meets execution.
So the marketing plan. What's your unique selling point, your USP? How are you positioning this? Is it a luxury, a necessity, something else?
What's the pricing strategy going to be? What goes into that decision? Are discounts on the table? Off the table? Why?
And how do you make your marketing actually memorable? Cut through all the noise out there. What's the budget? What online tools are you using?
Then the operational plan gets really practical. Where are you going to be based? How will growth affect that space?
Are you making it in-house or outsourcing? Pros and cons.
And a huge one. Quality control. How will you ensure it's consistently high? What's the impact of that on your brand? On growth?
And how do you protect your process, your competitive advantage?
Yeah, this is where the concept starts to feel really tangible, doesn't it? Moving into action.
Definitely.
The marketing plan pushes you beyond just the what to the how. How do you communicate value effectively, make it stick?
And the operational plan forces you to think about scaling, processes, protection.
Which raises another key question for you. Have you really considered the ripple effect of quality control? How it impacts not just efficiency, but customer loyalty, your reputation, everything down the line.
It's easy to overlook until it's a problem.
Very easy.
Okay, plans for marketing and ops are shaping up.
Yeah.
But who's actually going to, run the show, make it all happen?
People and pitfalls. Steps 10 and 11. The management team and critical risks.
The management team section. It's more than just drawing an org chart, right? It digs into the experience needed.
Exactly. What specific skills does your team need for success? How do the different parts, marketing, ops, finance, actually talk to each other effectively?
And how are you going to attract and keep really good experienced managers? What's the plan there?
But it's not all sunshine and roses. The next step, critical risks.
Yeah, this forces you to stare potential failure in the face.
It does. What are the most likely ways this business could fail? And for each one, how are you going to minimize that risk or overcome it?
And the really tough question, if that risk actually happens, what's the likely cost? To the business and, importantly, to your investors.
What's so valuable here, I think, is that focus on both the people, the human capital, and the foresight.
Right. The team is crucial.
Paramount.
Yeah.
But just as important is being honest about the weaknesses, the potential problems, and having a plan.
It shows you're not naive.
Exactly. Identifying risks and planning how to mitigate them isn't about being negative. It's about building resilience. It shows investors you've thought through the challenges. That builds confidence.
Okay, we've covered the people, the potential problems. Now for the part that often scares people the most, the numbers.
Step 12, the financial plan. And closely related, Step 13, the appendix. Proof and numbers.
This is where it gets really tangible, doesn't it? What are your startup costs? Like, really, down to the paper clips.
What equipment materials do you need? How much does it all cost?
How much skin are you putting in the game personally? Your own financial resources.
And how much outside money, external investment do you need? Not just now, but over the next, say, 5 years.
It digs into cash flow forecasts too, right? Month by month, at least initially.
Yep, short-term monthly forecasts, how that develops medium-term, how much cash reserve you'll keep, crucial details.
What funding sources are you looking at? Do you have credit lines? Loan agreements sorted?
And importantly, what are your backup plans? Have you considered alternative financing options if Plan A doesn't pan out?
Good point. Always need a Plan B, maybe C.
And then, to support all of this, the appendix. Step 13. What evidence are you providing? What documents back up all these claims and projections?
So investors can make an informed decision based on facts, not just hopes.
Precisely. This is where everything ties together. All that earlier planning turns into concrete numbers. Verifiable evidence.
Understanding your costs, your cash flow, your funding, it's make or break.
Absolutely fundamental to proving viability. And a key insight here. Be conservative with your revenue predictions. Be generous with your expense estimates.
Builds more trust than pie-in-the-sky numbers.
Way more. Investors see through overly optimistic projections. And that question about alternative financing, it shows you're prepared. The appendix then seals the deal, providing that proof, building trust.
So there we have it. We've walked through the whole thing from that first impression.
Right through to the hard numbers and the proof.
You, our listener, should now have a really clear framework for building your own comprehensive business plan. Using this kind of structured approach, like the 13-step template we discussed.
It ensures you don't miss any of those critical areas.
Helping you move confidently from just having a great idea to having a concrete, actionable strategy.
Definitely. The template guides you, helps create that coherent plan on paper. But maybe the most important document isn't the paper one at all.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, what if the real key is your ability to adapt, to refine that plan based on what actually happens, on real-world feedback?
So the plan isn't set in stone.
Not at all. So the final thought for you is this. How will you make sure your business plan stays alive? How will you ensure it evolves right alongside your venture as you learn and grow?